Are you sick and tired of hearing everyone as you pushed out and hearing 90,000 different ideas of what it means? And you just want it explained and you want to understand it so you can understand why you are getting or not getting specific results around what you're manifesting in your 3D? Then you're going to want to watch this video. Well, hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you are all choosing to be the version of yourself that's having your desire. I hope that's what you're choosing. I hope so. I'm just going to hop right into some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper. And if you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly. I am like this all the time. And yes, I am obsessed with getting what I want. I am obsessed with manifestation. I love it. It feels good. It feels good to like my life because I'm getting things I want. It feels good. It does. And I want you to feel the same way. So that's what I'm here for. And I do my best to make manifestation simple. Simple. So everyone can understand it, right? But guess what? You're still connected to the same universal mind called consciousness. So you are going to be able to understand what all this manifestation stuff is. And I'm hoping that I get to be a part of that understanding. I hope I play my part in your reality and helping you to understand manifestation. Oh my God. I am done selling myself, except for the fact that if you'd like to hang out with me on the outside of manifestation, please feel free to come on over to my other YouTube channel called Kimberly's Other Life. It's linked in the drop box below. I would love to hang out with my peeps. I love making new friends. I do. Okay? I'm like a child. I want to be intermingling and social, but sometimes I like to do it from the internet instead of in person because I can be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if that interests you, the link is in the drop box below. So on that note, let's friggin' get into the video. Today we are talking everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is you pushed out is one of those basic bitch catch phrases that we hear all over in this community. Everyone at some point makes a video on everyone is you pushed out. I'm sure I have more than one video on it. I just don't remember. I have a lot of content. We're going to hit it again. Like I just recorded another video. If a topic comes up in a lot of my coaching calls, first of all, I definitely make a video of it. And of course, if something zhuzhes me, I stop what I'm doing and record. Hence today, in the midst of I didn't say this in the other video, in the middle of me applying makeup, I got zhuzhed. I'm like, I got to do this now. It's on my mind right now. Got to do it right now. But the inspiration to do this did come from a couple of my coaching calls over the last 2 days. This topic comes up again. And don't get me wrong, we're talking about manifestation, so duh, of course it's going to come up. But it really came up as in people not truly understanding what everyone is you pushed out means. Now, what I want to say before we even jump into this subject area, this is not the place where we are beating ourselves up or blaming or shaming ourselves for things we've manifested, things we've experienced. We do not do that here. That is a waste of your precious linear time that doesn't exist anyway, but it's a waste of your time. Okay. We gotta let shit go. We gotta forgive and move on. Forgive yourself. Stop blaming and shaming yourself. Okay. If you don't understand a concept, how are you going to beat yourself up for what you're experiencing? That's silliness. Okay. You're on the journey of self right now. You're on the journey of waking up and understanding why things work the way they do, why you've experienced what you've experienced. And now you're going to start manifesting more of what you like. So why beat yourself up for the so-called past. Everything's happening right now in this moment. So, but just for some logical words, the past, okay? We're going to start clean here. We don't beat ourselves up for shit. Okay. Everyone is you pushed out. The most common thing I hear is your 3D and the people in it are your mirrors, and they are mirroring back to you. I don't like that. That sounds really confusing, and I am guilty of using reflecting back. I'm guilty of using that phrase. And I can see where that can be confusing as well. Because when I hear that phrase, and granted, since I know a little bit better, but back in the day, I didn't understand that completely. And I really thought that my specific person was my direct mirror. And because I was scripting that he was obsessed with me, and then not seeing that in my 3D, I was very frustrated, because if I'm over here affirming, scripting, visualizing, and or conversating, and I'm told that the 3D is my mirror, and that's not what I'm seeing in the mirror, I questioned that, and that doesn't help solidify our belief in manifesting, does it? No, it makes us doubt. So let me clear this up for you in the simplest of terms. The people that you are intermingling with, I don't bother trying to, decipher perfect strangers. Who gives a shit? It's the people that we got to face to face. Perhaps it's a specific person, someone you are actually manifesting something with. Those people, the peeps you are intermingling with, the someone you encounter and have a possible relationship with, those people are reflecting your beliefs. Beliefs, not your every individual thought. Now, I am going to use an example of a specific person that gets on your nerves, but you love them and you do want to manifest the best version of them, but maybe you're having arguments with your specific person, so we can get very frustrated with how they are showing up. And if anything, you find them so annoying when arguing with them. Parts of their personality are really pissing you off, and you think that they are your mirror. So now you think that that annoying part about them is your fault, and it must be a part of your personality. And that's not necessarily true. So if someone is showing up like an absolute asshole in your 3D, you're not an asshole. That's not what this means, okay? That is not what everyone is you pushed out means. It is a reflection of beliefs. So I'm using the example of a specific person that you already know for a reason. Because I want you to picture like a big mixing bowl, and we're about to make a specific person set of brownies, okay? As we are adding in the ingredients, your beliefs are the ingredients that I'm throwing in the mixing bowl, okay? So all of your beliefs about yourself, they get thrown in that mixing bowl. All the beliefs about you versus love, that goes in that mixing bowl. So if you are someone who thinks you're boring, you're not very kind, you don't think you're beautiful, you don't think you're attractive, or you don't think you're handsome, you kind of think of yourself as a loser. I don't know, let's just make up examples. You didn't finish college. Maybe you didn't graduate high school. You didn't finish what the 3D world judges everyone on. You didn't do those things. So you've been secretly calling yourself a loser all these years. That's a belief of not good enough. That went in the bowl. Yes, the specific person brownie bowl has the ingredients of you not thinking you are good enough. Even if you think you're not good enough in a subject like I didn't graduate college, I didn't go to college, I didn't graduate high school, I didn't have the greatest job, whatever you consider to be a less than favorable job and you're judging yourself for it, that goes in the bowl because that's a part of who you are. Okay? So let's go over to the you versus love category. Let's look at it as you've had nothing but shitty experiences in love. Every relationship you've gotten in has failed, or you've been abandoned, you've been left. In the bowl. Let's talk about relationships again, but really specifically to you. You've watched your parents get divorced. You see that your dad wasn't that great to your mom. Your dad cheated on your mom. Let's say that happened. And you saw that your dad always talked kind of shitty to your mom. In the bowl, because that's where our little journey begins around men, around relationships, and around love. All in that one little scenario of watching your parents intermingle with each other. That becomes a part of your belief system, your conditioning, and it goes in the bowl. Let's say again, in this love and relationship category, again, and I know I just said this, I really want you to hear this. If you have had shitty experiences in love, even if it's a completely unrelated specific person, it goes in the bowl. We are conditioned to compare. We are conditioned to compare. So when we think specific person is showing up a way that reminds you of your past boyfriends or girlfriends, do you see where that belief is coming in to haunt you? It goes in the bowl. That's our conditioning, okay? Conditioning is not our fault. Conditioning starts in childhood. And from there, we manifest experiences that solidify that conditioning. It's not our fault. All of your past history and love and relationships in the bowl. All of your beliefs around the gender that you're into. So let's say you're into men. Say you're a female into male, because that's just easier, because that's what I am, okay? Your beliefs about men goes into the bowl. So if we have a generalized belief that men only care about one thing, it goes in the bowl. It's in that damn mixing bowl. Let's say you are manifesting this specific person, and this is someone you had a relationship with in the past and they hurt your feelings. Let's say that they cheated and you're manifesting them back. That goes in that bowl, because that experience also began a storyline between you and your specific person. Let's say that in the past, if you've had any type of argument with your specific person, how they behave when they're arguing, that goes in the bowl too. Because now we have a story of how we think they show up. We think it's their real personality. So if we look at our specific person and we get so angry with them when we're fighting with them because they got to say one last thing. They just got to get that last word in. Because you think that's how they really are, it's a belief or an assumption, and it goes in the bowl. So all these little freaking annoying beliefs and assumptions, they matter. They really matter. And they all go in that mixing bowl. So your specific person, Brownie, has beliefs from all over the place. And when your specific person is showing up in front of you, they are reflecting whatever's in the bowl, whatever you're believing about them and about you, and about love, and about relationships, about men, about women. It's all in the bowl. So if we're manifesting and we think that they're not changing, they're still showing up being argumentative, and you don't understand why, because you've been affirming that they love you and they're always their best version. If you haven't changed the belief that you're holding about them, that won't change. Nothing can change in the 3D if you are not changing. It's like saying you want to manifest your specific person to change, but you're doing it from the same version of yourself that manifested the asshole version of them. Do you see what I'm saying? We can't fix or change anything in our 3D or anyone in the 3D if we stay the same, if we don't change. So If you're affirming that specific person loves you and they always treat you kind and, you know, they're obsessed with you and you're in the most amazing relationship, but you're not changing your beliefs about yourself being good enough, being chosen, being wanted, because if a specific person has shown up making you feel like you're not good enough, there you go. There's your indicator that that belief is a part of the state you are embodying in this moment. You see, even though it's frustrating how a specific person shows up, they are not consciously choosing to hurt you. They are not consciously choosing to cheat on you, to be annoying when they argue. They're not consciously choosing that because they do not have free will to make that conscious choice in your reality. They can only ever show up based on what you yourself are believing. And when I say what you're believing, that's just another way of saying on who you believe you are. And what you believe about your person is a part of who you believe you are. All of your beliefs about life, about love, about relationships, about money, they're all in your big mixing bowl of yourself brownies. Everything's in the bowl. So that's why we get sometimes hot and cold results in the 3D, because those beliefs need to be thrown out. We need to get all the extra garbage out of our brownie batter. And any limited, full of flaws, any limitations, belief-wise, well, all over-wise, needs to be removed. We need to make a new decision on who we are being. We need to choose to be the version of ourselves that no longer has these shitty limiting beliefs. And I know by hearing all the things that go into the batter, that can sound really overwhelming. And it doesn't help when people are telling you that you need to go back to childhood and figure out where a belief started. Listen, there's nothing wrong with doing that if you are just truly interested in knowing where it started so that it helps solidify for you that it's true, that this really is true, and that's why you think the way you think and why you've experienced what you've experienced. If you need that for that reason, that validation, that is okay, right? That is perfectly okay. It's your journey. So what you do on your journey is your business, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are like me, and it was interesting to find out where some of my beliefs came from. But after a while, I'm like, I don't even fucking care. I just want it gone. I don't want to deal with its ramifications anymore. Somewhere along my journey, I decided I was not good enough, and I continued to manifest that shit in my relationships. And after noticing a few experiences where I felt not good enough, where I learned that from, I was done. I was done trying to remember every single thing that I experienced as a child so I could figure out all my beliefs. Your current 3D reality is showing you your beliefs at all times because your 3D has no choice but to show you. That means giving you experiences, having the people you're intermingling with give you experiences to validate your beliefs, good and bad. It's not just your bad beliefs, good and bad. But that's the 3D's job, and that's the only power it has, which is to show you your beliefs. That's it. Your 3D is not deliberately screwing with you either. Please know that just making a new decision, verbalizing, affirming, visualizing, inner conversating, even with your higher self, that you are now your limitless version. You have no limiting beliefs around love, around money, around relationships. That's enough. It's enough. It feels like that's not enough. It's enough. It's a new decision. You see, the reason why it's enough is because your whole life you have had inner chatter going on all the time is inner chatter. All the time. Inner chatter about life, about things you're experiencing, about cooking dinner, about going out on date night, about the time you got broken up with. There's always inner chatter, and that inner chatter is really you having a conversation with you about who you believe you are. Even if you didn't realize that that's where these conversations are coming from. That inner chatter is based off who you are right now and what state you're in right now. Okay? Because you have been absolutely, completely free to do that your entire existence, you are just as free right now in this moment to start having a different inner convo with yourself. New conversations in your mind. New inner chatter. Simply by saying, I am new self. I am now the version of myself that is completely limitless, flawless. I have no limited beliefs around love, around relationships, around my specific person, around anything that it is that you're manifesting. You, through repetition, keep saying that to yourself, which is just another way of saying making the decision to be new self. Through repetition, you're going to start feeling natural when you say that to yourself. It's going to start feeling like it's true, like it's real, like you really are your new self. And this 3D will begin to validate that new self. The switch or the shift is instant, but the 3D may not look like it was an instant shift or an instant change, but it is. And it is completely morphing itself to bring in the new reality that you belong in as new self. And new self is defined by you. So whatever it is you're manifesting, new self is the you that has it. And that's why all you need to do is start choosing to be that new self. You just start telling yourself that. You may not believe what you're saying. You may not believe that you are your new self. You might not feel like your new self. That doesn't matter. Still choose it. So I hope you're seeing that every one is you pushed out just means beliefs shown back to you. Beliefs reflected back to you. Beliefs being validated in your 3D. It's all it is. Just your beliefs, not your every single thought. And let me use, I think, a really good example. So many times I have heard people say, Kim, I've been affirming for constant contact. I have been affirming that, specific person is constantly choosing to see me or choosing to kiss me or be with me and contact me every single day. And that never happens. So I don't understand, why are they not showing up doing these things that I'm saying they are doing? Because you can affirm all day long that they are contacting you and that they are choosing you. All you want. But if the rest of the day and the rest of your time dominantly is you saying, I don't think this works. I don't believe this works. I don't believe in manifestation. I don't think they're ever really going to contact me because I don't feel good enough about myself. Why would they pick me? Why would they choose me? I mean, I know, I look in the mirror, I know I'm beautiful, but I'm really not that special. No one else has ever picked me. And I've always felt uncomfortable in relationships my whole life. That's who I really am. Love doesn't work out for me. Love is never going to work for me. I'm afraid that I'm going to, forever be repeating family stories. If you are 99% of the time still old self, instantly looking in the 3D and declaring it isn't working, this hasn't happened, and I'm too scared to trust that it will happen. If you're always there, and I mean it, if you're 95% of the time sitting in that, well, you never allow your 3D to change. Give it the chance to show you that it's unfolding. But a lot of you don't. And you get frustrated and you assume this doesn't work. You cannot make a change in the 3D or in your specific person if you are always ever thinking that they're really just a selfish asshole who isn't going to ever choose you and that manifestation is going to work for everybody but you. You can't expect change if you never change. It's just not going to happen. And at minimum, it's going to be hot and cold. And I'm not saying that to scare you or limit you. I'm saying, hi, start making a new decision. Don't allow yourself to sit in those shitty thoughts that make you feel like shit anyway. Tell yourself, I don't have to do this today. I don't have to talk about this today. I don't have to think about this today. I'm choosing my new self because I am refusing to be my limited, flawed old self. I refuse to be that version of myself. Period. Return to that decision and things will change. So I'm hoping on this now you understand that everyone as you pushed out doesn't mean that every common asshole is your fault. No, your 3D is only validating beliefs, who you believe you are. So you need to start deciding that you are the you that can have whatever you want. Whatever you want, because you literally can. You literally can. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. All of your beliefs